morning and welcome to Urban Update. I'm Alberto Vasallo. Now, the Boston Business Journal will honor 7 individuals and 3 companies for their leadership in promoting inclusiveness and economic opportunity at its first Leaders in Diversity event this Thursday, October 21st at the Westin Waterfront. Now, the goal of the event is to recognize executives from diverse backgrounds who have achieved success and honor companies that have successfully established diversity programs that have created measurable opportunity and change. Now, joining me this morning is Lisa Vanderpool. She is a reporter for the Boston Business Journal, which is hosting the event. Our good friend Michael L. James, he's everywhere, but he's also the Director of Diversity and Community Relations for the Boston Architectural College and one of the individual honoree. And our good friend James Surgis Jr., not wearing a hat today, the Director of Supplier Diversity for Ahold USA, who is also an individual honoree. That's an international group of quality supermarkets based in the United States and Europe, which includes, for many of you in this area, Stop & Shop, Giants, Martin's, and Peapod. Welcome to Urban Update. I say that about the hat because you have the best collection of hats I've ever seen. Have you ever seen this, man? Awesome hats.
Well, thank you, sir.
I'm going to start with you because you guys, Boston Business Journal, are actually kind of, hosting this event, putting it together. What's brought the Boston Business Journal to do this type of event?
Well, we really think that workplace diversity is not talked about enough in Boston. So we really wanted to highlight companies that are making diversity, leading in their diversity efforts in the city. We thought it was really important to be able to honor companies every year and set these companies up as examples for the rest of the community. I think a lot of companies are making a lot of efforts in diversity, but definitely there's a lot of work to be done in Boston for sure.
Well, Stop & Shop is a leader. You guys, if you're in this community, which I am, I see you guys everywhere. You're an active participant in community events. You're a sponsor at many of these events. You're very involved. You use the media, the Latino media and the niche market media very effectively. What have you guys done to kind of set the standard for this type? I mean, you guys have done a lot, you're being honored, but what can you kind of point to as some of the measurable things you guys have done?
Well, I think in a nutshell, what we've done is provided access to opportunity. If there's a small business, particularly like minority and women-owned businesses typically are, if they even know who to call in your organization to bid on opportunities, they may not get a call back. 1, the buyer doesn't know who they are. 2, the buyer may think they're too small to service us properly or the way at which we're accustomed. I am an access point. I provide a way in, okay? They contact me, I facilitate a meeting. That's what I call myself. I'm a facilitator of business because I don't buy anything. I don't make any buying decisions. But I get the parties around the table so that they can talk about the opportunity. And then many times the minority or woman-owned business steps up to the table, proves that they can do what they can do, wins the business, and goes on to surprise a lot of people and open doors for those that follow.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, how you're opening doors and really make it easier for other companies to step up. You, my man, you are active everywhere. You're an individual winner. Yes. You kind of embody this because I've seen you everywhere, in Latino events, African-American events, everywhere. Tell me why you're winning today.
Oh, well, because I think, well, first of all, I'm very appreciative for the award, but that's not why I do this. I really believe in trying to help others come along and excel, and it's really nice to be honored. So I think there's some people out there that have noticed what I'm doing and actually have made a decision to actually honor me as to sort of tell the world that, these are more of the things that we should replicate. So I'm truly appreciative.
And we're going to get into it a little bit more of what exactly you do. Kind of get into general. We're going to give it a little overview, but what do you feel? How do you feel when you hear these guys talk? Well-deserved honor. You guys made good choices?
Oh, for sure. We made great choices. Yeah, I mean, I think that, we really wanted to make a point to not honor. We want to look at companies that aren't just paying lip service to diversity. They're doing concrete things, which is what they're both doing. A way in to Stop & Shop. It's concrete, real things, not just saying, oh, we believe in diversity, it's important, but not really doing anything and measuring the results. So they're sort of, the perfect examples of doing this in the city.
Good. We're going to take a little break. Now, when we come back, we're going to get more into the specifics of what you, James, have done, and you, Michael, of course, because we're going to continue this conversation when we come back right here on Urban Update.
A few days after I went to Aspen Dental, I was at work.
I was at the grocery store.
I was walking down the street.
And someone said, You have a beautiful smile.
I just stopped.
No one had ever said those words to me before. Ever.
Now at Aspen Dental, select dentures are just $249. That's $150 savings.
I think I could live to be 100 and never explain how good that felt.
Call 1-800-ASPEN Dental.
Another New England winter is coming. Want to save a lot of money? Then seal out winter with NewPro windows, the best rated window for saving on heat and AC. Some people are saving so much on heating and cooling, they're not paying for NewPro. NewPro's paying them. How much could you save? Find out. Call NewPro.
Call before the busy heating season, and I'll save you 15% on every window. You're going to feel good with NewPro. I guarantee it.
1-800-GO-NewPro.
Get your news now with 7 on your cell. Instant updates text right to your phone. Sign up today at WHDH.com.
The theme of the Leaders in Diversity Awards is to take a look at diversity. Now, why it's important and how it affects the bottom line. The Boston Business Journal is taking the lead in this, and we want to congratulate them. But I want to come back to you, my man. Yes, Stop and Shop. We got a little general scope of what you guys have done. Get a little specific for me. What are some of the things that you can really point to as that Stop and Shop has done?
It's essentially my job is to go out and identify minority and women-owned businesses that have a product or service they can sell to my company. Nobody gets business simply because they're a minority or woman-owned business. They still have to compete on price, quality, service, or scale. Again, I just provide them the access. So it could be your wife comes to me and says, my grandmother had the greatest recipe for salsa. I'd like to see about selling it in the Stop and Shop grocery stores. She and I sit down, and then my job at that point is to make sure she has the best opportunity for success when she meets with the buyer. So I prep her and everything, get her in front of the buyer, and hopefully she can make a sell, grow her business, let your grandmother's name live on forever. Okay.
I love that, except I don't want a wife and I don't have one. So bad example for that one.
Understood.
In your case, you work at a college. It's a diverse population. You have to love this, what you're doing, and you're living in Boston, which we've, as a city, have had our issues. How has that influenced you, helped you, challenged you, pushed you?
Yes. Well, I did grow up in Boston. Actually, I grew up in Roxbury, and I've seen a lot of the people that I grew up with are no longer around for the sake of making bad choices. So what I try to do is connect a lot of people that want to aspire to higher levels of higher education to resources. I try to do what James does over at Stop and Shop, which is introduce them to individuals at colleges that could help them be successful from a career standpoint. One of the things we do often is reach out to youth organizations and host various events that teach them critical thinking skills around design. And so one of the things that I'm very proud of is that we've put on youth summits that really focus on teaching the kids how do you resolve problems in a way that's meaningful, that makes changes in your communities. And actually, I'm very pleased to be receiving this award on the stage with James, because James has been a huge champion for us by providing resources and connections so that we can promote our programs, both at the BAC as well as the community stuff that I do at Greater Love Tabernacle in Dorchester.
Lisa, I want to come back to you because Boston Business Journal, probably its readership, is getting more diverse every day. But I think it's important for your particular readership to know that not only are there folks like these gentlemen in the room, but it's good business sense as well, the whole diversity multicultural theme. I mean, your readership really has to get it. And I know you guys are trying to drive that home, that point home.
We are. I mean, for years we've had the Best Places to Work awards. It's very well known in town. It's so important because it's important to treat your employees well, but we really think that, diversity in the workplace is important. We don't think enough people are recognizing it. So this is our way. We're hoping that these diversity awards will become as well known as the best places to work, and that companies in the city will strive to get that award just like they do with best places to work. So we just really are excited about drawing attention to this issue.
I want to give a little shout out, to your publisher, because I know Chris was behind this. So I want to thank him as well for this. Yes.
I want to piggyback on what you were saying. One of the things that makes me happy that the Boston Business Journal is doing this is that typically when people in my position attend award ceremonies and meetings and dinners and so forth, is typically folks preaching to the choir. A lot of us do the same things. We know what each other are doing. We don't get out to other or broader audiences. And I think that's one of the things that Boston needs more. The broader audience needs to know that there are people out there like me, like Michael, that are doing what we're doing for this town.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head. That their readership, they need to know there are more folks like you. Yeah. Now, what are you planning to say? Can you give me a little preview of your little acceptance speech? Or is it going to be like from the heart? Are you going to like rip up your speech and just go from the heart?
Well, usually I do go from the heart, but I mean, there's a few key people such as Greg Almeida of Global View Communications that have been huge supporters and really believe in and support what I do in the community. And there's Pastor Dickinson, who's bringing in T.D. Jakes in October of this year, and various people throughout the community that, even you, that have really done things. And I really think that people need to know that this is possible. If they just apply themselves and stay consistent, they can make a difference. So I'm very proud to be part of this process, and I'm hoping that this encourages others to join in the actual process of diversifying Boston.
Now, I'm hoping to see Chris at the event, and all your colleagues as well. So who can I expect to see there? I know the publisher. Give a little, some names that are going to be there.
Oh, some names at the event. Well, I think it's from the BBJ.
Yeah.
Well, you know, my editor George Donnelly will be there, and a lot of other reporters. And we're also really excited about the keynote speaker, Ted Landsmark. Yeah, so I mean, he's was in the Pulitzer Prize-winning photograph from 1977, and it's just that's going to be really exciting to see him talk. So
good. I'm excited. It's this Thursday. You're going to have a little speech. Will you have a speech ready as well?
I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully my mom and dad will be there as well.
Oh, really? Well, you know what? Let's give them a shout out.
Mom, Dad, love you to death. See you soon.
See you Thursday, right?
Right.
Michael, anybody special that you want to... I know Greg Almeida has been a great facilitator for all of us. He's got to get a little credit for putting the show together as well, working with Brian Clark, our executive producer.
I want to thank my president, Ted Landsmark, for giving me the capacity, the ability to do this stuff, because he basically says, go do what you feel you have to, make sure that, is effective, and as long as I keep delivering, he keeps supporting. But the gist of it is, the true person that I need to honor is my wife of 19 years, Charlotte. So, Charlotte.
That's the one you had to say about the wife.
Exactly.
That's the wife. That's the name of the wife. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming by, and I will be there Thursday night. I look forward to the Westin Hotel, correct?
yes.
Okay, awesome. I'll see you guys there. Okay, folks, many of you guys may overlook oral hygiene as part of your overall health, but in fact, it plays a major role in one's overall general health care. When Urban Update returns, I'll speak with oral hygienist from Aspen Dental. Stay tuned.